Welcome to Movie Flicks Recap. Today we will talk about the failed action horror film Navy SEALs vs. Zombies. The film started with a police officer approaching a van to investigate because he saw that it was being attacked. The police officer took his flashlight as he approached the car and suddenly attacked him and then killed 3 zombies. Meanwhile, SEAL Team 6 is accepting their newest member, A.J. Prescott. Petty Officer First Class Carl warned him that this would not be easy for him because he is replacing a dear SEAL member who was killed in a battle near the border of Pakistan after he was separated from the remaining unit. Carl became emotional when he remembered the hardship he went through when the incident happened. A.J. went home to his pregnant wife. When asked if the SEAL team he was counting on was enough to keep him safe, A.J. told him that the SEAL members were the best. On the other side of the state of Louisiana, Amanda, a reporter, made a statement after being ordered to cover the press conference led by Vice President Bentley. Dave reminded his fellow reporter that this was their job and they were expected to deliver. He complained that the vice president did not answer his questions. After giving a brief reply to the government official, he deleted the questions from the press. Amanda raised her hand to ask. As expected, the vice president did not notice him. While the press conference was being held, the agents guarding the house fought outside. A familiar character was noticed. An agent was sent to investigate, but the suspect was nowhere to be found. At the end of the press conference, Bentley, along with his staff members, left the house. Just as they witnessed a woman being attacked by a zombie, an agent shot and killed the zombie before the vice president returned to safety. While the Secret Service team was trying to keep the VP safe, the people outside the house were being attacked by zombies. Then they themselves became zombies after being infected. While AJ was Googling time for his wife, he received a call that he should send to the base, but there was no other information given. He told his wife that he was not sure what the mission was, and he had no idea when he would return. The SEALs were updated on what happened to Lieutenant Commander Baton Rouge. They were reminded that the vice president was in the state capitol. They were also told that a distress call was sent and the FBI deployed its special hostage rescue team. However, the Copunan did not return for an update with them. Lieutenant Commander Scheer informed them that their mission was to rescue the vice president from the state capitol building. The vehicle was heavily damaged. Then he allowed Lieutenant Pete Cunningham to give the final instructions. Pete gave Copunan the last known location of the vice president and the official codename. They were warned not to use heavy weapons because they could not talk to the Secret Service agents. There is no confirmation that the vice president is still at the location. The SEALs then gave their own in parachutes to Baton Rouge. When the team arrived, they started looking for the house, but when they looked here, there was no one. Copunan moved to another location in an effort to find the vice president. Eventually the SEALs found VP Bentley, along with the investigators and several secret agents. The vice president informed the SEALs that one of his men was seriously injured. Petty Officer First Class Billy, the team's medic, went to the vice president and then looked at the agent, who is currently in Pozos. He is now infected. The agent broke away from his restraints, which Pete and Billy both endured, before it lost control. Another agent shot him in the head. Pete talked to Commander Scheer to ask about the estimated time of the arrival of the helicopter that would leave them. Commander Scheer reminded Pete that his priority is to secure the president and wait for the chopper. Meanwhile, CIA agent Stacy Thomas shared her knowledge about what the SEALs are up to. At the moment, Agent Thomas told Commander Scheer that the situation is a biological attack and he has assets on the site that may be affected by the infection. His primary asset must be evacuated along with his men. Scheer's men are his only hope of bringing them to safety. Commander Scheer was convinced and ordered Pete to remain silent. He also ordered Pete to stop anyone from attacking. Thomas told Scheer that they are fighting a biological agent, a virus that can give weapons to people where it is a zombie. Scheer ordered his men to block all entrances inside and outside the chopper. That's the only way to stop the virus. Pete Cunningham told the vice president that he and his men need to be in the building to prepare for evacuation. He also asked if anyone was infected. Although no one admitted that he was infected, Margaret, one of Bentley's men, "It looks like he's sick." He went to the bathroom and washed his wounds. Outside the building, AJ asked for permission to shoot zombies as they continued to attack civilians. Pete refused that it was a green light because it would compromise their position. A few moments later, a zombie headed to Travis' chief petty officer position. He asked for an order, but he was too late to obey. In the process, he was bitten. Billy was called to take care of Travis, but the officer gave up the infection and died. A member of the FBI rescue team became a zombie and began attacking the vice president's men. Pete grabbed the back of the infected agent and shot the zombie in the head. Pete received an update that the helicopter was on its way. Amanda convinced Dave to stay behind because this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the two of them. Dave hesitated at first, but he managed to stay in the end. When Amanda told Pete that they were not riding Dave's helicopter, the officer warned them that no other help would come. The vice president and his helicopter ride left. The helicopter did not fly. The helicopter crashed. One of the vice president's staff who was bitten became a zombie and was attacked. Scheer ordered Pete to save the scientists from a laboratory. They were the only hope that the attack would stop. Then the officer taught his men a new trick. He also gave them a go signal to shoot anyone who looked like a plague or infected. Pete ordered AJ to watch over the two reporters. Then the SEALs continued their new mission to save the scientists. After the fight of many zombies, AJ got it, along with the other two reporters separated from the other vehicles. Pete refused to return because he felt that AJ would go to the location of the attack. Despite the zombie attacks, the remaining SEALs were successful. As soon as they were safe inside the house, they immediately continued to the upper floor to look for the scientists. They talked to a security guard named Larry, and he taught them the way to where they needed to go. As an addition to this, Larry also told them that the place is full of zombies. AJ and the two reporters headed for the target. AJ saw an infected child approaching their location. Dave talked to AJ to shoot the child before he could get close. AJ hesitated to shoot and lowered his gun. He swore to the woman that he would not hurt her. She suddenly attacked and jumped on AJ's arm. AJ felt the effects of the virus. He called his wife and encouraged her that he was okay even if he felt weak. Then he asked her to transfer him to the base. AJ was ordered to continue to the second target before closing the airspace. Finally, the SEALs saw Rebecca, Thomas's agent's asset. Rebecca told the team that there was no solution for the infection now, but she believed she could make a vaccine. She just needed a sample from one of the zombies. In order to stop the spread of the disease throughout the country, Commander Scheer gave the order to the military to destroy any rope and block any exit outside the city. AJ, Dave, and Amanda were slowly getting closer to the place where they would evacuate. Dave was suddenly shot and killed by a zombie that suddenly appeared. Meanwhile, the SEALs were able to get a sample from one of the zombies. CNTPCO told them that he needed 2 more minutes before they could leave. While the SEALs were preparing to leave the building, they saw AJ and Amanda outside. Pete seemed more interested to leave the building just as he felt his commander's tightness. He told them that they needed to return CNTPCO to the base as instructed. Carl volunteered to reach AJ and Amanda. Pete asked him to hold the chopper for them. Scheer was not happy that Pete was going to stop the rescue helicopter for AJ and Amanda. He was shouting to his superiors that the 2 hours would come. Carl reached Amanda and AJ. In their way at the pickup point, they were being attacked by the zombies, but Carl remained and held them. In the end, he sacrificed himself, giving AJ and Amanda enough time to reach the landing zone and reunite with the other SEALs. In the landing zone, the remaining survivors were preparing to ride without Carl. When Pete asked AJ to ride the chopper, AJ confessed to Pete that he was infected and was staying. Pete took his gun and shot some zombies running in their direction. Then he told AJ to ride the chopper, but the newest member of Koppinen refused because he did not want to be infected by anyone. Pete urged AJ to join them. He said he would not leave it and that the scientist riding it may have a cure for the virus. Billy also warned AJ that he would stay if AJ chose to stay. AJ finally gave up and boarded the helicopter. As the rescue helicopter left the house, the missiles hit the concrete roof and released the zombies on the ground. The next scene shows CIA agent Stacy Thomas asking senators to ride the chopper that is about to save her life as well as the lives of all members of the SEAL team. AJ and the other Navy SEALs were also exposed to the disease because they were given shots that changed their molecular structure. These shots are from the 5th scale intensive 7 series variety, and they were designed to be immune to the deadly virus. After the movie, AJ finally met his wife, Emily. AJ now knows what he will name his child, and that will be Carl. Carl sacrificed his life for him and Amanda in the landing zone and survived.